Hi, Jamie Davis from the Nursing Show here at ANIA 2015 in Philadelphia. We're talking nursing informatics, and I'm really excited to have Bonnie Lawrence here with me. We're going to be talking about long-term nursing care and informatics, because wherever nurses are, they need the informatics expertise. But before we get into that, Bonnie, I'd like you to just share with our audience a little bit about your background.
I have a very varied background. I've always wanted to be a nurse from the time I was little because I like to help people. So I went right straight into nursing out of high school. I started out in a hospital as a head and neck trach nurse, moved into infection control in the hospital setting, and then went out into skilled nursing about 20 years ago, and found that I really liked skilled nursing. I liked the ability to develop relationships with my residents, and just kind of moved up through management, and then was offered the opportunity to be a nurse informaticist, which was not ever my career path. Never had thought about it that way, and so 3 years ago I decided I would try it for a year, and I'm still here. And now I'm board certified in nursing informatics. So
Bonnie, when we think about long-term care, though, in my community at least, we have a couple of small family-owned long-term care facilities, and then we have one or two larger corporate facilities that have multiple facilities around the state. I can imagine that those larger facilities have nurse informaticists working with them, but what does the smaller facility do, or is there resources out there for them?
Well, there isn't any resources in long-term care to begin with. We're not under meaningful use. We didn't get any funding for informatics or for the technology to support an EHR. So our companies have made that commitment to moving forward in the informatics world. So you're right, most larger companies have nurse informaticists on staff. But the smaller companies, the smaller mom and pops, we call them, really don't. And they don't have the resources available to them to be putting in a lot of technology.
And I'm really, based on your answer, I didn't even know the right question to ask for that. And that's okay, because I think that's how we learn. So what is happening out there that is allowing at least some of the larger players to make changes? They're doing it on their own completely?
We are doing it on our own. As we work with our partners on the acute care side, it becomes more advantageous to us as well to be electronic. It allows us to look at statistics and metrics to improve our care. It helps us improve our return to hospital rates as we move towards a lot more of this technology. So more than anything, we're just trying to work with our partners in acute care to move us along.
So what are the next steps for you guys? I mean, are you hoping that something is going to come along? Is the federal government starting to recognize you? Is there any sign of hope on the horizon?
I don't know that there is sign of hope on the horizon from the federal government, but we're working through organizations like I am president of ANIA Florida, and our whole mission is to promote continuity of care, and not only in the long-term care world, but in the post-acute care world overall, because we have home health out there. We have continuing care retirement communities. We have long-term care. There are all kinds of things outside of post-acute care where we need to come together to make sure that we are passing on information for continuity of care for the residents and patients and people in the community.
And that's so important because, I saw a research study recently that said that patients want to have more access and control of their healthcare record, but the only way to do that is if there is continuity of care. That record needs to follow them from place to place where they're receiving care, and that means that all those places need to be involved with being interoperable.
A very good example of that is what we call med reconciliation. A person goes into the hospital, and the hospital may or may not have the list of medications that they were on at home. They put them on what they feel is best for them. They come to the long-term care environment, and we tweak them some more, and then we send them home, either to home health or home on their own. And it's a good opportunity for teaching for us and for the home health agencies, because we find that people go home, they take the medicines we told them to take, but oh yeah, I have this prescription from Dr. So-and-so that I took before I went to the hospital, and now they may be taking 2 blood pressure pills instead of 1, like we really wanted them to do when they left. So it's a very good opportunity for us and for the continuum of care. Med reconciliation is huge and a good place for opportunities for patient safety.
And I can tell you, if I take my nursing cap off and put my paramedic hat on, I've been to houses where I see the shoebox full of medications, and they only take the ones on this side of the shoebox, but sometimes they get jostled around and they forget, and there's all kinds of issues with that. So med reconciliation and that continuity of care could even extend into the back of an ambulance. I mean, there really are a lot of places where we're not seeing that, and that's excellent. Well, Bonnie, thank you for talking about this today. It's great to have you here on the show, and I hope we maybe get a chance to chat with you some more sometime at a future event.
Awesome. Very nice to meet you. Thank you.
And I want to thank all of you as well. Remember, you can find more segments like this from ANIA 2015 and talking about nursing informatics, both on the channel you're watching now or over at NursingShow.com.